What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. TGIF. It is 9:05 on Friday morning. I'm going to take these things off because I can't see a damn thing. 9:05 Friday morning. I've already been out, fished, and came back. Couple things. I woke up this morning super excited because the first thing I heard when I woke up was my gutters, which means that it was warm enough that everything was still liquid and wasn't frozen. So there was plus number one. Number two, that meant I could go fishing out there. Yes. Every one of these last days is precious, so it really means a lot to me. And I'm trying to, one more day, because my goal, as I've told everybody, is to get out, is to be on the open water into the new year. I can't say yet whether that's going to happen or not happen, but here's what I can tell you from this morning. Eric Wisniewski, good morning, man. Say hi to Zach and everybody. I saw all your pictures from his graduation yesterday. It brought back memories. I graduated from basic training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma in April of 1991. I just turned, 91. I just turned 20 years old. I can't even barely remember it back that far. It just seems like it was a different person, a different life. But Zach, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of every one of the troops that graduated with you, made it through basic training. That's no small feat, and there's not very many people in this world that can say, I went to basic training and I made it. So that's a big deal. That's a super big deal. So I'm proud of you, man. Hopefully when you get back, I've heard a lot of stories from your dad about you, and hopefully we can meet and fish together. That would be great. It'd be my honor. I was wondering if you were going to be crazy enough to go out in these conditions. Yes. The answer to your question, Merlin, is yes, I'm crazy enough. So let me get back to my story. So I woke up, I can hear the gutters, which means it's warm enough that I got to go back and forth with the glasses. Sorry. That means it's warm enough. So I left the dock about 6:45 when I could see. It was 36 degrees air temp, and I turned my graph on. Motor started right up, and for the first time in 3 mornings, I didn't have to take the pisser valve off the back of the motor assembly apart and warm it up and get the chunk of ice out there, so it would flow. So everything was great. There was no floating ice in the river. I turned my fish finder on. You know what it said for water temp in the river? 31.7. 31.7. The only reason it's not frozen is because it's moving. They've got all 5 or 6 gates down at the Oneida Dam wide open. The water level here already at my dock has dropped 1.5 feet. It's almost to the bottom where, I say bottom, it's almost to the lowest point where they will typically drain it during the season. And I'm assuming that they're going to keep draining it even more because this storm, I mean, we got 1.5 inches of snow last night. Today it's warm enough that it's mostly rain. The reason I didn't do this live like I normally do out there is because it was mostly rain. I do it on my phone. I could have never got my phone out in this, and it just wouldn't have worked. So I made it out to the lake. I went to my normal spot. I put the drift bags in. I never marked a fish today. Now that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I never marked a fish today. And that water out there is just chocolate milk. Chocolate. So this is a Noreaster that's coming, okay? And it's already blown out of the northeast. And it wasn't blowing hard this morning yet, although it's building because I had big rollers out there. uh, big rollers. I mean, I had a couple. So when you're drifting like this and the wind's at your back, you can hear them coming. And every couple of minutes you'd hear, and that's that wave breaking behind you, and it's coming like this. And a couple times it was loud enough that I looked over my shoulder and I'm like, oh man. So again, I don't know if the fat lady is really singing. I really don't. I have to really look at the weather and see what it's going to do. The problem is if this wind lays down to where that lake is going to settle and clear, it's going to freeze. The water out in the main lake was 32.2. 32.2. Now, I know the east end is deeper and is not as cold. I know that. This end is. I'm not in a position this time of year to even if I pulled the boat today, to trailer it to other launches and put it in and take it out on a daily basis. That boat is too much. I can do it. I'm not going to do it. So if the fat lady's singing and this was my last day out there, I didn't catch anything. I didn't fish for much more than about 20 minutes. When you have that feeling you're wasting your time? If I have that feeling when I'm fishing, then I just assume that I'm supposed to be done, and I was. I was on the phone with Courtney while she was driving to work, and I said, honey, I don't know what's going to happen, but no matter what happens with the open water, there's more fishing to be done. We got ice coming soon. I want to get up to Salmon River and Oswego bad. I probably will be up there tomorrow morning, no matter what happens with the weather here today. If by chance this is my last day on Oneida Lake this season, thanks, Oneida Lake. I already love this lake. I've been on this lake since I was 3 years old. I have a picture sitting in my Gramps' old boat on the back of the boat with a little black and white Zebco. It was an all-in-one. It was like 4.5 feet long, and the handle and the reel were all one piece. And I have a picture of me holding a perch with that little rod. And so this has been a part of my life. It was a part of my grandfather's life, and so many men here in Central New York, generations before me. I hope I've done them proud this season and every season that I'm out there, and I couldn't love it more. I could not love it more. And it has been an outstanding year. And I'll tell you, I'm on the verge of being emotional. I don't like talking about things in the past tense. This has been a great year in so many ways. And everybody out there, I'm talking to you and you and you and you and you and all of you. It's not that I couldn't have done it without you. I wouldn't have. And I have enjoyed every single moment of being on the water. And this morning, when I left here, I was just as giddy as if it was opening day. I can't wait to get out there and share what I do and what I see and what I know with everybody that watches. And there's not a day goes by where somebody doesn't say to me, Matt, I watch your show every day. I can't wait for it to come out. I look forward to it. It's part of my life. And you guys are all part of my life. And I couldn't be happier. And I'm really fighting back the emotion. I didn't want this to go this way today. But things come out that are supposed to come out. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's emotions, and we got more to come, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow morning. It's not like this is goodbye. And I don't even know if this is goodbye out here. It's just, I'm telling you exactly what's going on. And the minute that wind stops blowing, that lake's going to skim because it's ready. It's ready, and it's ready quicker than I thought. I really, really thought, and that doesn't mean to say that we can't have some weird southern flow of air come up and anything's possible. The writing seems to be on the wall. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 2022. 2022, baby. So, let's deal with something more fun. I put 24 new kits up last night, and we sold quite a few of them, but there are still some left. And as you're listening to me right now, I think I have like 15 of them left. Like I say, it's 9:15. I got to get moving here pretty quick. I am going to the post office when I leave the house. Excuse me. I'm going to the post office. So if this is a gift for you, if you're buying yourself a gift for Christmas, if you're buying one of your fishing buddies, if you're a lady that's buying her man in whatever capacity that is, a Christmas present, I've got blade baits. I have some t-shirts left. I'm going to pick up stickers today, the restock, and it's a new sticker, so I'm not going to say anything yet till everybody sees them. I have 30 or 40 books left that I'll be honored to personally sign for you as an autographed copy. And so I got stuff in the Shopify store still. And everybody's got about 20 more minutes to get their orders in right now if they want it guaranteed by Christmas. Because I know I asked the people at the post office, if I mail them today, unless you live in Timbuktu or East Bumble Fart, you'll have them by this time next week before Christmas. So the response to these blade kits has been nothing short of overwhelming for me, and I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful to everybody. And this is the beauty of this is these are great baits. Period. You could, they're great baits, and I can't wait to start seeing everybody, posting pictures when they get them, which I've already seen a bunch of. Thanks, that's awesome. And it's about spreading the word, everybody. It's about spreading the word. And Mike said to me yesterday, Mike from I1 Baits said to me yesterday, he goes, man, we sold a lot of baits in December, which is unheard of for him because it's typically the off season. But we're taking advantage of Christmas, and we're putting something out there that's unique and that everybody's enjoying, and I'm right on board with that. So you got about 20 more minutes if you want something guaranteed by Christmas. That's that. Let's go and look at comments here real quick, and let's talk to everybody this morning. This is my favorite part of doing lives. I can tell you right now, is this interaction that we can have. I'm going to put my old man glasses back on, and let's see here. Dave B, got my blades. They look awesome. Right on, Dave. Thank you very much. Eric Wisniewski, headed to Atlanta Aquarium. He says thanks. Yeah, right on, Zach. Enjoy your day. Was a good afternoon for me yesterday. My daughter stationed overseas got back in port yesterday in Japan. She must be in the Navy. My cousin was Marine and was an embassy guard in Japan. He said it was one of the most beautiful countries he'd ever seen. So I'm glad that she's back in port and safe, Jim. Troy Smith, good morning. Received the blades. Thanks again. Maybe a dumb question. Would you ever vertical jig the blades under the ice? Yes, not a dumb question. I'm going to get back to you on that though, Troy, because I'll have to talk to Mike, because I'm 99% positive that he told me that, I don't want to pass out false information, but he told me if you were vertical jigging that you would put it in the third hole all the way back, and it would change the angle of the dangle and whatever. But hey, listen, when we're drift fishing them, you always finish the drift right at the boat 3-4 times, and it's as vertical as it gets. And you get bit a lot of times. Now, some people might say that's because the cast and the retrieve has brought that fish, swimming behind it. And then when it changes its angle to going straight up and down, it's the trigger for them. I don't know. But between the amount of perch and sunfish and walleyes and bass that eat these lures, these blade baits, I don't see why they wouldn't work. I don't see why they wouldn't work. I've sat on camera last year and fished a big half-ounce Gold Acme Castmaster vertical jig on the camera and watched them, even perch, come right in and woof it. So to me, the answer is yes. But I will talk to the man himself and get back to you on that and let you know exactly what he said. But great question, Troy. Don Birdie, good morning, buddy. Jay Spinola, morning. Merlin Johnson, storm is just enough to be annoying. Yeah, I know the roads are greasy. They were last night coming home, and I'm sure they are this morning. So everybody be careful. No matter where you're going, it's not worth your life. So slow down. Tammy Hoover, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Donald, I'm not gonna. Somebody just had an order right there. Donald, I'm gonna mess up your last name. So let's say Donald K. Morning. Looks like the time of year. Good luck in the boat or on the ice. Yeah, thank you, Donald. I'm taking everybody with me. So it's been a great year, Don Birdie. Yes, I agree. Frank Garvey, I've enjoyed every morning. Thank you. Thank you. Frank Garvey, are you related to Terry Garvey by any chance? Gary Walters, thank you. Thank you, Gary. Dave B, appreciate your emotion. I am nothing if not an emotional man. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. It's the way I am, and it doesn't bother me one bit. Quite honestly, the late great Jim Valvano famously and historically said in his speech, if you're not moved to tears on a daily basis, you're doing it wrong. Yesterday, I was flipping through social media for a moment, and I saw a picture of a gravesite, and it was one of those new style headstones that you can have laser engraved, and you can actually have your loved one's picture laser engraved right into the marble. And there were 3 faces on it, and I didn't really look at it too much, but there was a big German Shepherd laying on the ground on the grave, and I'm assuming that those 3 men or somebody in that group was his master, and they were gone. And the caption underneath said that somebody that worked at the cemetery couldn't figure out whose dog this was, and they were seeing him every day, and he would come back, he would lay on the ground on their grave, and I lost both my dogs back in March, and there's not a day goes by that I don't miss my dogs. I didn't realize how much love they gave all of us until they were gone. And that picture yesterday, I was just flipping through, and I saw it, and I could feel the tears running right down my cheeks. And they were beautiful tears. I love feeling anything, whether it's that slightest tick when you're ice fishing and your tip goes just like this, or whether it's just a waffle, or whether it's when your heart starts pumping when those ducks or geese are cupped and coming in, or all of a sudden you see bullwinkle come up through the brush and you're like, oh, I love feeling all of those things. And I've surrounded myself with all of you this year, and all that positive energy, I give it out and you guys give it back. And so that becomes the circular flow of what you're doing. And that can be negative too if you let yourself get into that, but we don't. We stay in the positive world. So tears and emotions and feelings aren't negative. They aren't. They're positive. And it lets us know that we're still connected to whatever entity is that we feel that we're missing. I don't get in my Gramps boat a single day where I don't say hello to him. I just assume he's sitting in the seat next to me, going with me. So yeah, I can be a little emotional, sometimes overly emotional, whatever. I that's me. Oh, hold on. Let's do this again so I can actually read. Mike SYR. Drive safe out there, buddy. You know how it is in CNY, but yeah, it's slick out there. I do know how it is in CNY, and I don't like that all the weather people nowadays want to make everybody scared. There's no reason to be scared. We live in upstate New York. It's a little bit of snow. We're all fine. Morning, Rumble Seat. Just Paul. My package came. They're beautiful. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. Chris S. Just added an order for 2 kits to your queue, sir. My brothers are going to love their Christmas gift. Right on. Right on. Let me know. I hope they do. I hope they do, Chris. That's awesome. George Parson. Morning, brother. Frank Garvey. No, I'm from outside of Philadelphia. Oh, that's funny. I have an old friend I haven't seen in years and years. Showed me how to jig walleyes on the St. Lawrence River when I was a kid. Terry Garvey. If anybody out there knows Terry from Central New York, let me know. I haven't seen him in years. Thank you for bringing us along every morning. Hey, thanks for joining me. And we're not done. I'm going, my guess is I'll be on the Salmon River tomorrow. I may see if I can secure a drift boat and go do a morning float, even though it's Saturday. It shouldn't be that busy, and or Oswego or something. This has been a slow week for me, hook setting wise. So I would love a nice big steely or a brown trout or I don't really care what it is. All right, thanks guys. I love you guys. Have a great day. It's Friday. The weekend's here. Let's all go do something fun. So much great stuff in the queue coming forward. So much great stuff. We're not stopping. This is only going to get bigger and better. Right there, baby. Hold on. Love you guys. Have a great day. Keep your tip up.